They call it the Old Pueblo. A desert city scorched by the sun, cradled by mountains, and forgotten by time. But Tucson doesn't just survive in the shadows of Arizona. It thrives in them. Because Tucson hides things. A missile buried under a mountain, an airplane graveyard so vast you can see it from space, a sky protected by law, and stories the desert nearly swallowed forever. This isn't just a city. It's a paradox. A place where secrets were once launched into the sky and then buried underground. Let's start underground. The missile beneath Tucson. Just outside Tucson lies a door that leads into the Cold War. In the 1960s, the U.S. built 54 Titan II missile silos across the country. One of them is still here, under Arizona dirt. At its peak, this missile could fly 9,000 kilometers in 30 minutes, with a warhead 600 times more powerful than Hiroshima, and it was ready to launch at any second. The silo was manned 24/7. One wrong signal, one misreading, and Tucson might have triggered global annihilation. Today, it's a museum. You can walk past the red launch key. You can feel the weight of that button. But what makes it truly chilling? The system is still intact. The equipment, original. The missile, still there, inert but real. In the heart of Arizona, under 760 tons of concrete, the Cold War never really ended. The man who watched the skies. Meet Clyde Tombaugh. You might not know his name, but if you've ever heard of Pluto, you've heard of his work. In 1930, Tombaugh discovered Pluto from a telescope in Flagstaff. But he later moved to Tucson, chasing darker skies. Because the skies here are special. Tombaugh became obsessed with protecting them, and so did the city. In 1972, Tucson passed its first dark sky ordinance, long before most people even understood light pollution. This wasn't just to protect astronomers. It was to preserve a whole culture of skywatching, both scientific and spiritual. Tombaugh's push helped spark a movement. Today, Tucson is home to more observatories than any other U.S. city. All thanks to a man who once looked beyond Earth and found something the size of Texas, made of ice, floating in the dark. America's aircraft graveyard. There's a place in Tucson where planes go to die. Davis-Monthan Air Force Base holds the largest aircraft boneyard in the world. Over 4,000 military planes rest on the desert floor, silent, sun-bleached, and waiting. Why here? The air is dry, the soil is hard, and the climate helps preserve metal for decades. Some of these planes are just shells. Others are fully intact, waiting for resurrection or dissection. But some still carry secrets. Decommissioned stealth bombers, spy planes from the Cold War, aircraft with code names never meant for public ears. This is where America stores its air power memories, and sometimes its regrets. It's not open to casual visitors, but if you fly over Tucson, look down. That desert grid isn't farmland. It's ghosts with wings. If this is the first time Tucson surprised you, it won't be the last. Cityscope USA uncovers the real stories behind American cities. What makes them unforgettable? Subscribe now and join us every week as we dig deeper. Because the desert never gives up its secrets easily. The city that banned the sky. In most cities, the light never stops. Street lamps, billboards, glare. But Tucson said no. In 2005, it became the first major U.S. city to pass a comprehensive light pollution code. That meant shielding streetlights, cutting down blue light, even limiting how businesses could advertise at night. Why? Because light pollution was killing more than just stargazing. It was affecting bird migrations, human sleep, energy waste, and yes, the science of the stars. Nearby Kitt Peak, home to 24 telescopes, depends on those dark skies. Tucson protected them by regulating the sky itself. Other cities laughed at first. Now, they're copying Tucson's playbook. Because in the desert, you don't need to shine bright. You just need to see what others miss. The secret rescue plane that never flew. Here's something buried even deeper than missiles. In the 1970s, the U.S. military designed a top-secret rescue plane at Davis-Monthan. It was called the Quiet Short-Haul Aircraft, a stealthy, vertical takeoff craft to rescue downed pilots from enemy zones. It looked like a flying saucer mated with a helicopter. Silent, fast, invisible to radar. One problem, it never worked. Only 2 prototypes were ever made. They were stored, guess where? In Tucson. Rumors say one might still be buried near the airbase. Was it scrapped or hidden? No one quite knows. But every once in a while, someone swears they see it being tested. Silently. Over the desert. Maybe it's a mirage. Or maybe Tucson still has one last flight plan. Shadows and echoes. In 1967, Mount Lemmon Observatory in Tucson became one of the first sites to track space debris in orbit. The city hosted America's first university program in arid land studies, teaching how to thrive in desert extremes. Tucson's El Tiradito Shrine is the only Catholic shrine in the U.S. dedicated to a sinner, and it's still lit by candlelight every night. What the desert hides, Tucson doesn't brag. It doesn't sparkle like Phoenix or dazzle like L.A. But beneath its dust and silence, it remembers everything. Missiles, stars, forgotten planes, and people who watched the sky because they knew it meant something. Next time someone tells you Tucson is just a patch of desert, you'll know better. Because cities don't have to shout to tell incredible stories. And if you thought Tucson was wild, wait till we take you to Detroit.